Hey folks, this is Ben back with you in the Midwest Model Shop. Today I'm excited to announce the release of our 1/200 scale Titanic and Olympic rudder sets. Alright, I know you're thinking, Ben, what do you know that we don't know? Nothing. You guys are the internet and the internet knows everything. I'm here just to let you know what I have. So, I know Shapeways went out of business a little while ago. They filed bankruptcy. Consequently, hundreds, thousands of designs that people have made are just not available anymore. It's really, really annoying. So I've had a few people ask about, can you make some rudders? So I got the plans. Talked to a couple of buddies who are experts in the Titanic field. I'm not. Had them review the designs and everything, and we put these up. So what you get is a little box like this, and in it are two rudders. One is definitely the Olympic, and then the other one is your traditional Titanic single zinc plate, sacrificial plate strip deal. The other one has a different shape. So here's the deal. First of all, the Olympic is coming out. I've seen renderings of it. We know Trumpeter is going to do it. Pretty confident it's just the Titanic hull and rudder all over again. They changed the stuff on the top. It's the most economical thing for them to do. And a couple of pictures I've seen of it, I'm like, the rudder is unfortunately still the wrong shape. Those of you who don't know, Trumpeter's rudder shape is incorrect. It's so bad, Ray Charles knows that it's wrong. He could see it. So there was a corrected one available on Shapeways. They're not available anymore. So here you go. So Olympic was 10 months ahead of Titanic in development. When the first time they pulled it out of dry dock, or second time, some point they pulled out and they realized the corrosion was a lot higher than they had anticipated. So they pulled off the single strip zinc plate that we're familiar with, and they put in this heavier duty one, and there's a photograph of it. And this is what it looks like after they changed it all out. So there's some speculation out there that it is possible that Titanic's rudder had this heavier duty zinc plating put on it prior to going to sea. It's possible. As far as I know, there's only one known photograph of Titanic's rudder. It's actually Titanic's rudder, 1911, still during construction though, and it is the single plate. So for most of you, that's probably good enough. You just use the single plate. So that's why I'm calling the one rudder the Titanic rudder. That rudder also, though, could be used on your model of Olympic depending on what time frame you choose to model it on. Then if you do the Olympic later, this other rudder would be correct, right? That would be the correct rudder to use. Correct. There's two rudders. You could scrape the one fitting off and do a little scratch building and make the one that you want. If you don't care, the big deal is that the profile of the rudder, the shape, is now correct. So there you go. So that's it. It's real short and sweet, to the point there. The link is available down below if you'd like to purchase on our website, www.themidwestmodelshop.com. We've got a bunch of other Titanic stuff there. And what we're going to do now is I'm just going to very quickly show you how to cut it out of the cage, what little bit of sanding that you've got to do and why. And that's it. Hopefully this helps out. I know. And one last quick comment. Folks have requested the keel. Ben, please model the keel. I bought the Shapeways keels for my client's build. I cannot imagine how long they took to print. And I did not use them on my build. What I did instead is I bought a piece of T-shaped styrene. You could also just use, I think, a little I-beam styrene that's like a 1/4 inch, and it's the right shape. You just gotta like kind of do the little profile at the end and you glue it on, and that's like $1.50 US. So I don't see the value in me printing it for you. All you need is a little I-beam. Yeah, I think it's a T shape. Hang on. Yeah, it's a T-shaped piece of styrene. You thin out the edge that you glue to the hull, and then you carve a little profile on it. Look at some reference photos. Get yourself a T-shaped piece of styrene for $1 or $2 and put that on. And there's no reason to buy a 3D printed one. It's just not that hard to get the right thing on there. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, and leave your comments down below. Again, www.themidwestmodelshop.com. Let's get into the part. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here's what you presented with a two-packer of Titanic / Olympic rudders. This one is damaged, got a print defect right here, so I'm using it as my demo. So I used a heavy set of cutters, go straight to the corners of this little bracket. This is for just to protect it while shipping, and you're just going to go ahead and trim it away. Again, using heavier cutters for this little task. And one more in between. And you're good. All right, so the Titanic one, we're calling it, has the thin zinc strip on it, and then the Olympic, or possibly your later Titanic, has the wider strip on it. So now I'm going to go to like Tamiya cutters, and we'll just go right up the middle here. Sure you can see, and just snip. You could use the heavier cutters here too, I guess. If you get a good print, it's easy peasy to go right up here. So then you have your two rudders. So what I do is I just start the back flat side, and I just hit the big support, and the little one will probably break away naturally, like so. And then at that point you can go to here, give it a cut. This is all out of the way. Again, the big one, and then yep, there you go. You're all done. So at this point you got a little cleaning up to do. You're going to have some little bumps right along the back side here. Knock those off. And then you're going to have basically this profile. And here's the thing of interest. So this is your glue point, right, on the back of the hull. And then, whatever you want up here at the top of the stem. When I first printed these, they weren't deep enough. And so I added 1/2 mil, and it may have been too much. But what you could do is take a flat file, put it on here like so, and work off kind of the little imperfections. And what this is going to do, besides give you a constant surface along here, when you file down to whatever extent you're satisfied with, they'll be even, and you'll have material left over, especially if all you're doing is a little cleanup from the printing, right, where you got to remove your little connector. There's plenty of material left, and you have a nice surface. Once you stick this on your model, if you feel like there's still too much material here, and you're like, man, I wish this was a little bit closer, no problem. Go back to your file, just be patient, and you could go ahead and get that excess material removed from there and dial in what you want. It's easier to remove than have to come back and put a little piece of styrene on here and monkey around and get them all the same. That was the intent there, to keep that as simple as possible. Yeah, so your shape is correct. You've got your little hinge. It's molded on here so that, it looks the part, but it's not big. You don't have to worry about knocking it off. If you screw up let's say this is your Olympic one and you want to use this, you can come back here and knock this off very carefully with a knife or a file and go ahead and scratch build, your little plates, your zinc plate if you want to. But the important thing is your profile, the correct profile that you need is here. So that's it. This is your Titanic. This is your Olympic, or you can use one vice versa, however you want to do it. Like I said, Olympic was 10 months ahead of Titanic. They started off with this zinc strip, and they had corrosion problems. This was not satisfactory. So in the photograph, they went to this arrangement. So you guys can either put this on your Olympic, or if you're doing a very early Olympic, you can put this one on. You can put this on your Titanic. The one known photograph of Titanic's actual rudder was still during construction, so it was early still. This was the plate that was on there. but we don't know if they possibly switched it to this arrangement knowing what they learned from the Olympic. I don't know. Or you can put this plate on the Olympic when it comes out, or you can put this one on if you want to do it a little later. You have options. So that's what the two of these are for. Questions, comments, leave them down below. Hope this helps you guys out, especially since Shapeways is no longer providing them. All right. Thank you very much.